keep it quiet. All right, good morning, everybody. Testing, testing. If you're present in the room, please let me know that you can hear me and I'm coming through. Hey, Johnny, good morning. Hello to you, Miles. All right, excellent. Thanks for joining me this morning. The session is about to begin. About another minute and a half or so. Really quick, I'll just show you the crude oil mini session today at 9 a.m. was really nice. Pretty straightforward trade. Happened right here, like 6 seconds after 9. Started right on time. Pretty orderly, even had another chance to get in on the trade here. But you can see it went through and hit all. Actually, no. It hit its first objective, 24 ticks at target 1. Barely missed target 2 before stopping out with the trailer. Of course, you could always adjust that trailer around the spike to the left, and that's always something we talk about, and probably, see, between 86, 91. Would have been a 5-tick adjustment, but having done that, would have led to hitting all the targets. So anyway, it's one and done regardless. And the market's about to open here, so let's look at what we're facing with soybeans. Soybeans has a get in sync trade right here, long at 1577.5. See what happens. Doesn't look like it's even moving. I'm not sure why. And the Dowie Mini. It's a March contract. I wonder if trading stopped. Something's wrong. For whatever reason, soybeans isn't moving. And I'm just wondering if there's a reason something may have happened that caused that market to stop. So I'm not sure what that would be. If some limit was hit, I don't know. Oh, there it goes. Maybe it was a data delay, I don't know, but you could see that it just blasted through that target 1. The entry, and just went all the way up to target 2 there. So if anyone had their orders placed, it would have been a nice move. Targets 1 and 2 hit really fast. We keep looking at this, hitting its goals like within a minute or less quite often, and today is no different. Just for whatever reason, it took a second to go, and then it, I don't know why that happened. It's weird with the data. But there seemed to have been a stoppage, but then it went right on through. So if you're not trading that soybeans chart with Counterpunch Trader, the more we look at it, the more you see it, maybe it's something you should consider. Dowie Mini, waiting for the first trade here. Good morning to you, John. So I'm in a new location today, and hopefully my internet is strong enough to handle this broadcast. So far, so good. There's a short on the YM. 34,997. Yeah, I don't know if it's my internet or what, but it's not streaming very well on my side. I don't know how it is on your side, but hopefully we can get through this broadcast without too much effort. Anyway, money management on this is at 971, and it got as low as 972. So it missed by one tick. It's break-even point. And now we have a possible stop and reverse. Heads up on that. That's going to be, we'll go above the green bar. We'll call it 35,011. 35,011 will be the stop and reverse. And that's canceled. It did come down. It did hit target 1. It did hit target 2. And the Dow Mini worked out pretty well there. So targets 1 and 2 hit. Move your stop. If you're in that trade, the stop should now be at 983. 983. Right there. One and done on the Dow Mini. Yeah, so Ranjit, that's good. Nice to see you, by the way. Yeah, I'm actually in the west of Argentina, of all places. A town called Mendoza, in the heart of the Argentinian Napa Valley. Although it's not called the Napa Valley, it is their wine country. All right, move your stop to 81 if you're in the YM. This trade's still going. Of course, the software thinks it got long here, but we know better. It didn't. It always make that stop and reverse adjustment. And so that kept us short, hitting all its targets. 81 just got hit. So the YM, one and done. I just showed the crude oil trade from this morning, but now that so many more people have joined us, that started right here at 9 a.m. and hit its first target 1, barely missed target 2. Again, keeping your stop above the spike to the left, keep you in the trade all the way down. Something you always want to think of when you're trailing. On the unleaded gas, that also one and done, hitting targets 1 and 2 right here. Again, 9 a.m., triggers in, comes down, hits targets 1 and 2, and then stops out. So unleaded gas is one and done as well. It's a pretty nice start to the session. And we saw soybeans. They do seem to have a little bit of a stall here. No, I've never been to Peru, John. Been to Venezuela many times in the past, not recently. Some other places, but not Peru. So again, I just wanted to show you this is get in sync with soybeans, a purple trade here. Finally triggered in and came up and hit targets 1 and 2. That trade, it says it only took 1 second. Maybe it just happened too fast. But I can't tell by my lag. Like it may have just been something that, yeah, it looks like it may have happened too fast, but I seem to have some streaming problems from where I'm at right now. I got a lot of spinning wheels, so I'm not sure how well this is going to work today, guys. I'm not sure. I'll do my best. I keep seeing the streaming cutting in and out too. I don't know if I'm cutting in and out on you guys today or what. All right, let's see what happens with the NQ. We usually wait our 4 minutes. And so that would have brought us to this trade here. This is the Renko, and you can see the long trade. Yeah, it's hard for me to call trades. I'm not getting any smooth streaming. Now that I'm broadcasting, all my data is really just kind of jagged and sporadic, and it's not coming in smoothly. So there you go. apologize for that. One of the risks of traveling is you don't always get the internet speeds that you'd hoped for. I was hoping today to show you guys something that's gone unnoticed for a while, and I was looking at it the other day with someone who I'm mentoring, and I was just really impressed with what I saw, and I keep forgetting to spend time with it, and I thought I would show it to you. This is part of the Spotlight Master Suite, and it's the last setup bar that you get, the last trade setup that comes with the diamond level, and it's very unique. And I wanted to show it to you. Works so well. I was looking at it on the ES. I was looking at it on the NQ. This is the micro ES. And it works on a lot of markets. And what's interesting about it is we all have learned early on when we've studied technical analysis what a moving average crossover is, right? Where the fast moving average crosses over the slow moving average. Well, that's a good method to trade, except when markets get choppy, and then you can get whipsawed pretty badly. But when you combine that concept with additional tools such as exhaustion levels like we use with Spotlight and Counterpunch Trader, as well as price action confirmation around that balance line, that line that marks that crocodile pit, great tug of war power between buyers and sellers, then you have something that's pretty interesting. And that's kind of what we're looking at right here. You can see a setup that just occurred. Oops. But this has happened since the market opened. Right here, a little bit after 8:30, you had a couple false starts here, so there's always that. But ultimately, this has worked really well, and I've just noticed that you can hit your power of quitting goals rather quickly with this setup. It's interesting. A lot depends on when you allow the setup bar to occur, and you have control over that. I have it set to the standard settings where it's just either on the third dot or up to 4 bars to the right, and you can change the quality of the trade by affecting which bars you allow. So normally in Spotlight, you would have had this as your setup bar right here. But this makes you wait for the fast moving average to then cross over the slow moving average. And sometimes the setups come later. Just depends on where they line up. But this is a really nice trade setup. It just works a lot. Don, so you're familiar with Mendoza wine, Mascata Vineyards, Unanime Malbec, 2017. Maybe I'll look for that. John Lazar is streaming from Phoenix tomorrow, so a couple backpack traders amongst you here. And Don knows his Mendoza wine. It's really pretty here. It's a nice area of Argentina. So I was going to show you a couple different charts. Let's see if I could find them. I believe. Okay, so here's the NQ. And what got me thinking about this one was in pre-market. There was some just really great trades. But the NQ has been crazy lately. I mean, it's almost impossible to trade early on. It goes so fast. This is a 4-point momentum bar. Maybe it's too slow. But what I was looking at was early on in the pre-market, like 15 minutes before. And actually, it wasn't even this chart. It was a Renko chart, so I don't even have the right chart. Hold on. If I can get this to respond. Maybe it's this one. I don't know which one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you could just see so many trades in the first short amount of time. And it's hard for me to move my charts, you guys. It's just really, the data's no good here. Well, anyway, I don't know. I feel like I'm handcuffed because I keep getting the spinning wheel and I can't really show you what I wanted to show you because my charts aren't responding. This started when I started broadcasting, so I just think I'm really taxing my my ability to, well, the internet streaming just isn't very good, so maybe I'll save this for another time. All right, well, let's do this. Does anyone have any questions about anything? I feel bad because I thought that this was going to work better than it is. I keep looking over at my YouTube broadcast window, and it keeps cutting out and cutting in, so I'm not sure what you're hearing right now. If you're hearing me talk, like a minute after I say it, 10 seconds after I say it, 30 seconds after I say it, I don't know. Might have to cut this session off short, guys. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, John. All right, I'm glad. All right, so it's just happening on my side. Johnny with a question: when a setup occurs, how do I know whether I have a successful manually clicked entry, like if you're in the trade or not? So that's a really good question. If you're using TradeStation, there's a window that you open called the Trade Manager. You should always have it open because that's how you verify that your position is matched with your order and that you literally have entered your trade. You also get a sound effect. You could practice this in a sim account, Johnny, and see how it works, but you place a trade, the entry gets hit, and you'll hear when TradeStation will say, order filled. You still want to verify that that actually happened. I don't really recall a time when it didn't, but there's the Trade Manager, and you should always be verifying and making sure, and also you want to make sure when you get out of a trade, right? That's just as important, if not more important, that you're truly out of the trade and that you don't accidentally have a loose stop or target hanging out there that you forgot about and forgot to cancel. So when you go flat, especially if you're using bracket orders and you had to manually do something with your trade, maybe you marketed it out of a position or whatever, you forgot to cancel the target, the stop, or whatever, you can wind up in really big trouble. So your question opens up another point that's super important, is that when you go flat and when you're done with the trade, always hit the cancel all button, or at least check and make sure if it's all grayed out, then you're flat. But if it's still active, there's a good chance you have an open order that you forgot about, and that could really mess you up. Like you can get lucky and make a lot of money, but you could also get unlucky and lose the house. So just be careful. Okay. When you say true to the trade plan, yeah. So well, you should know what your trade plan is. I mean, if you place a trade according to your trade plan, then you have to know your trade plan well enough to know what you're doing, to know if it's the right trade or not. So, I mean, the execution side of things is not in your hands sometimes. Your broker has to execute the trade. You have to place the trade. So as long as you're following the trade plan and placing the trade properly, then that's a correct trade. If your trade plan says you take the next trade and you execute it properly. Now, what if you accidentally hit buy when you meant to hit sell? Well, that's incorrect. What happens if you hesitate and miss the entry, and then it's too late to take the trade? Well, that's a mistake. Now, if you physically go as well as you can and you just could not place the trade fast enough, then that's not necessarily a mistake. You have to then assess whether or not your physical skills of placing trades are adequate. If you've practiced enough, if you've moved everything close enough where you know your order entry is right in front of your face next to your chart, so you have minimal mouse movement and the ability to get to your order super fast, and you practice that and get really good at that. That's common sense. You just have to work at your executions, getting better and better. So anything that you do that's a mistake is obviously a mistake. If the market goes too fast and you just couldn't physically execute on the trade, you have to assess whether that truly was too fast or you could truly improve your skills. And there's a gray area, like if it takes longer than 8 seconds for you to place a trade, maybe you have to get better at it. Some of you could place a trade faster than that. I'm of the opinion that it's not always in your best interest to be able to place a trade lightning fast. Sometimes taking a little bit of time is to your benefit because it could spike through the entry, then reverse really quickly, and now you have a new level on your chart that's been revealed to you. That's a new support and resistance level, and you could adjust around it and then let the price come back up and push through and get you in the trade or not. Maybe you avoid a losing trade because you're not as fast. So, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. There's things that come with experience, and over time you learn. At first, I remember when I couldn't get trades in, I almost panicked. I'm like trying to frantically get that trade in so quickly. Oh my God, I missed the trade. It only went through. I only had 3 seconds to place it. I missed it. I got to get better. But over time, I'm realizing, some trades are going to get away no matter what. But some of the trades that get away from you are losers, and that's a good thing if you avoid a losing trade because you took your time, and instead of executing in 3 seconds, it took you 11 seconds. So, we live in an imperfect world. You have to be the judge of what you feel is a mistake or not. If you can do 25 trade plan trades mistake-free in a row, then you're going to be able to execute your trade plan over time and do fine. And you're still not going to be perfect. John Ford. Has anyone heard of an issue with TS95 that causes a Google Ad Manager script can't be run pop-up box that pops up incessantly trying to figure out how to fix? Yes. I wish I could answer you. I don't. Close Google. Maybe that helps. I'm not sure. The execution, yes, that's the word I was looking for, executing properly. How do I judge a hesitation? Well, if you see the trade on the chart, Johnny, and you know that's the next trade in your trade plan, do you go and place the trade, or do you start second guessing it? Are you thinking it through? Should I place the trade? Is that really going to win? Is it really going to lose? Gee, what if I place the trade and it loses? Maybe I won't place it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel comfortable. Those are all mistakes. Because the truth is, we don't know anything about what's going to happen next. And the least comfortable trade is often the winning trade. So if that's happening to you, you're definitely not ready to be trading for sure. That's an instant indication that you're not ready. Because here's the thing that makes trading successful or not. You believe in what you're doing or you don't. And I'm thinking maybe some of you are not hearing me now. I don't know. I've lost my data. This is not working. I don't know if you guys can hear me. All right, so you can hear me. Yeah, my charts are waiting for data. I don't know if that's a TradeStation thing or a Mendoza, I'm in the third world thing. It might just be that I'm, somewhere where the internet just is not dependable. Well, it's consistent with your entry. Yes, Ranjit. You obviously want to set your TradeStation up in a way, and when I say TradeStation, I don't mean the brand. I mean your trading desk, your computer, your setup, so that you have minimal movement and everything's very efficient, and that you could look straight at your chart, move your mouse an inch to the right, and place a trade. If you're not doing that, you're already making a mistake. Please type in that you heard me. And the other thing is, of course, you have to believe in your trade plan in order to be able to place the trade without hesitation. So if you're hesitating, it indicates a bigger problem, that you haven't done the foundational work so that you believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in what you're doing or you can't do it. That's the thing that I keep trying to stress upon everyone. Some people miss the point. Actually, most people do. When I talk about building a proper trader foundation, do you really understand what that foundation actually is? Because there's a synonym, there's a word that it means. Your trader foundation is your absolute, unequivocal, 100% unwavering belief. Okay, that was a lot of words, but those were adjectives. The word is belief. Dawn's saying I should take a Starlink dish. Dawn, if this continues to be a problem, I may end up doing that. But I don't know that satellite dishes give you streaming. Everything I've heard is that that's not streaming. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's new technology I need to look into. And I don't usually travel to remote parts of the world that often. Not as much as I'd like. I'd rather do it more often, actually. Anyway, all right, yeah, so I don't know what happened to my data. I don't know if I'm going to get it back or what. And if I try to restart TradeStation, it's literally going to take forever. So, it's not mobile enabled yet. Okay, so anyway, Johnny's saying if you have to believe in your trade plan to act on it without hesitation, you have to believe in it or you can't do it. Yeah, exactly. That you got it. And so what do you do to believe in it? Well, yes. All right, you guys are a little bit behind me, but you're right. You're following me. It's. I think I said that a minute ago, and I'm seeing the text come in now, but at least you're hearing me, and that's what's important. Here's the thing. When you do your 25 in a row to prove you can do it without a mistake, you have to have already done the earlier steps in building your belief. Okay? Jumping to your 25 in a row is jumping steps, and that's a mistake. There are preliminary steps that come before your 25 in a row. And part of that is proving to yourself that your trade plan will make you money, and that's where the back testing comes in. That's where the UTA trade log comes in. That's where your fast testing, your research. Living through the win-loss column on your UTA spreadsheet. So you get that pit in your stomach when you put in that third losing session in a row and you're imagining that you would have lost money. You witness the winners come back, and then the equity curve breaks out to all new equity high levels. And then you go through that again, over and over. And then you start understanding what it means to make money as a trader. When you experience that, then you believe. That's how you acquire your belief. If you don't go through those early steps, I don't care, you could practice 25 in a row till you're blue in the face, you're going to have problems because you're not going to be able to believe in it. You can't talk yourself into believing in it. You have to go through those early steps. The 25 in a row is not an early step. It's a step that's down the pathway. Okay? Hopefully you guys are hearing me because this is actually really important. JP, I've seen that Google error. I always thought it was due to my security settings. We all see the Google error. I see it too. Maybe it's a Chrome thing. Like you might try using Firefox and see if that helps. Because Chrome's problematic. I have problems with Chrome. It does things depends on the computer. I don't know. It could be Chrome. And there's all different error messages too, and I know they all mean some other thing. And who knows? You think Google would they're big enough and smart enough to be able to fix that stuff for their customers, but we're all their customers, aren't we? Anyway, guys, I don't know how much you're hearing. I don't know how much you're not hearing. I don't know how much of what I'm saying is coming through. Some of it's getting lost in the ether. I don't know. But I created the No-Brainer Steps to Trading Success Guide. It's an ebook. It's also on every training of every strategy I've ever done. Some of you take it seriously. Some of you overlook it. Some of you don't even know it exists yet. That's the trader religion. That should be your trader religion. If you follow it step by step, by the time you do get to the 25 in a row, if you've been following the steps and graduating to the next step when it's time for you to do so, then you'll be ready to get those 25 in a row. And hesitating due to a lack of belief should not be a problem. If it is a problem, it's an indication that you've moved too fast and you need to go back and revisit the earlier steps. That's the thing. We always know where we are in our trading evolution by how we feel inside versus what we actually do. It needs to be congruent. What we feel inside and what we do has to be like this direct connection where they're in harmony with one another. Because the things that you do really tell you where you're at with your trading. It's not what you think, it's not what you feel. Although what you think and feel is going to influence what you do. But what you do is more important. Like you can think and feel uncomfortable, but because you believe in your trades plan so much, you still overcome and fight through that belief, that thinking and feeling where you feel awkward with it, but you know it's the next trade. You place it anyway. You force yourself to do it. You see my point? It's what you do that matters. What you think and feel, we're human beings. It's going to be hard to be a machine all the time. But ultimately, you want a connection where what you do is congruent to what you believe. And you believe you have a trade plan that makes money, and this is the next trade. I have to take the trade. Boom. Oh, just got kicked in the stomach. It's a losing trade, but it wasn't a mistake. And you've already been through losing trades as you're building belief in the earlier steps and still witness the equity curve go up and up and up. Because as traders, there's always another trade. We always have to take another trade. After this trade, there's the next trade. Then there's the next. Then there's tomorrow. Then there's the next day. Then there's 3 weeks from now. Then there's 3 months from now. Then there's the next trade. We trade. We're traders. So there has to be something bigger than whether you feel this trade is going to win or lose, right? It doesn't matter what you feel. What matters is what you've proven to yourself over time based on the trade plan results. And now it's up to you to execute on it. You're the CEO now. Don't just be that guy trying to trade or that gal trying to trade, right? All the same concepts I've been talking about forever. And Johnny, you just brought them all up because you're going through it now. These are all appropriate. We all have to face every day. But if you go through the Steps to Trading Success guide and follow those steps, don't go to the next one until you've graduated and to the point where you've taken ownership of the step you're on. And now it's part of you. You go to the next step. Eventually, you get to that 25 in a row. Eventually, you get to the point where you've earned the rights of passage to trade real money. If you go through that process properly, you're going to be way better off than if you skip those steps. Exponentially better off. All right, I'll just talk about advanced satellites, low orbit, Starlink enables video calls, online gaming, streaming, and other high data rate activities that historically have not been possible with satellite internet. Cool. I'm going to have to look into that, especially if I'm spending more time in places like Mendoza. Until now, I've overlooked the guide to trading success. Surprisingly, started with it last night. Yeah, Ranjit, you and I go back a lot of years, and you know I've talked about this guide for many years. Finally, you found your way to it. I want to congratulate you. It doesn't matter when. It's really up to everybody to finally get there. What's important is that you get there. Forget about the past. Follow the guide. You're just going to be better off. Every time I hear about people's struggles as a trader, all these years, they've never been able to do this or do that or accomplish this, it's really easy to figure out what the problem is. And because we all share the same problem, we're human beings. Human beings make terrible traders. So what do we do to evolve beyond being a human being? How do we become a trader? That's what the guide is for. Literally, it trains you to be a trader. And then John, that's a new one on me. John Ford, the error occurs, nothing to do with. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a Windows update. Maybe it's a Windows update. I had a computer programmer, tech guy at Falcon Trading Systems, where I buy my computers, jump on my computer for me, and he took it all the way back in time to the Windows update before the data window problem, where the data window, you know how it moves around on TradeStation? Horrible. He put it back to the earlier Windows update to when before that it started being a problem, and then I just froze it. And I don't update Windows. I literally keep it there with my trading computer for over a year now. Imagine that. I don't update on Windows. So my computers work fine. I don't use them for much else. They're my trading computers. But anyway. Hopefully, Johnny, that helps you. Yeah, Ranjit looked in the mirror and discovered what the problem was. Right. I mean, it's humbling, isn't it? But really, we have to get out of ourselves. We have to evolve beyond just becoming, Ranjit, the guy trying to trade, or whoever you are trying to trade. You really want to elevate, try to become the CEO of your trading business and make your trading decisions from a higher point of view. And you don't talk yourself into it. You have to evolve into it. And that's why the steps to trading success is so important. When the student is ready, the master will appear. I guess so. But the master's appeared. It's a PDF file. It's a PDF file in your owner's club. It's already there. It's whether you choose to use it or not. Anyway, that's funny. If you can snatch the pebble from my hand... All right, guys, I don't know what to do. I can't get my charts back. I'm just talking now for the sake of talking. Yeah, I've been doing this trade room. I'm trying to even figure out if I remember. I think this April coming up, it'll be my anniversary from when I started, but I don't even remember what year I started. 2006, I want to say, 2005. Oh my goodness. I don't remember. It could have been 2004. I don't remember. I think it was 2005. I don't know. Anyway, long time. So, to me, this is just another day. Another session. If I could help you guys a little bit, I'm glad I was able to, but I can't really broadcast like this. I just can't keep talking for the sake of talking either. So my voice is taken, the toll has been taken on my voice over the years too. I have a throat and throat and neck specialist now who's like monitoring the use of my voice. Imagine that. So getting old. The student has to find their way to the PDF once they are ready. Yeah, that's a good point, John. I'll keep pointing you there. Anyway, guys, any more questions, comments, anything else we can quickly go over before I say goodbye? I can't even get my charts to show up. Wednesday, I don't know. I'll try again, but I feel like trying to do the crude oil report with this is going to be an exercise in futility and recklessness. Try logging out of TS and back in. Yeah, JP, that's going to take forever for me. I just already know what that's going to do. John saying enjoy Argentina. Yeah, thanks, guys. Anyway, John will be here tomorrow, I'm sure, from Phoenix. His broadcast should be a lot smoother. And then, I don't know, look and see if the Wednesday session remains. I'll have to make up my mind if I'm going to try again on Wednesday. But I'm basically traveling this month, so hopefully this isn't going to continue to be an issue. A lot of construction going on outside. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but anyway, guys, sorry about all that. Hope you guys enjoyed at least the conversation, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. Pamela, I'm not sure if you're in the room or not, but I did send you a Skype message. Not sure if you saw it. Maybe you could check it out. Everyone have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.